they still think they matter. They still think their words, their opinions, their whispers hold weight. But they don't. Not anymore. They want you to turn around, to acknowledge them, to give them something. Anything. But you won't. Because they have nothing left to take, nothing left to offer. They spent every last ounce of your patience, your kindness, your forgiveness, and now they are nothing but echoes. They wonder if you miss them, if you ever think about what was, what could have been. But the truth, you don't. Not in the way they want. You don't mourn the past. You don't long for what was lost, because nothing was lost. You simply let go of the chains they wrapped around your throat and called love. They say you've become cold, that you've lost your humanity. But no, you simply stopped bleeding for people who wouldn't even hand you a bandage. You learned. You evolved. You adapted. And they stayed the same, clutching onto a version of you that no longer exists. They wonder what fuels you now, if it's anger, if it's vengeance. But it's neither. It's something much simpler, something far more terrifying. It's clarity. The clarity to see people for who they are, not who they pretend to be. The clarity to walk away without looking back. The clarity to understand that you owe them nothing. Not an explanation, not an apology, not even a final word. They thought they had time to fix things, time to manipulate, to twist, to convince you that they still mattered. But time ran out. The door has closed. The chapter has ended. And you have already moved on. They will sit in their regret. They will drown in their guilt. They will tell themselves stories to ease the weight of their own choices. But it won't change the truth. It won't bring you back, because you are not theirs to break anymore. And the most powerful thing, the cruelest, most poetic end to their little game. You don't even hate them. You feel nothing at all. They used to smirk at you, didn't they? Laugh in your face, whisper behind your back. They thought you were weak. They thought you would always stay beneath them, looking up, hoping, waiting. But now they look at you differently. Now their smirks are gone. Now their whispers have turned to silence, because now they understand. You are not their toy, not their puppet, not their fool. You were the fire they tried to smother, the storm they thought would pass, the shadow they ignored until it swallowed everything. And now there is no ignoring you, no silencing you, no stopping you. They tell you to let go, to move on, to be the better person. But why should you? Where was their mercy when you needed it? Where was their kindness when you were the one struggling to breathe? They don't want peace. They want control. They want you to bow, to shrink, to soften. But that part of you is dead. And in its place stands something they never wanted to face. They say you've lost yourself, that you've changed, that the person you used to be is gone. And they're right. That person was weak. That person was naive. That person believed in their lies. That person is buried. And from the grave rose something unstoppable. They don't fear you because you are bad. They fear you because you are beyond them, beyond their reach, beyond their control. They fear you because they know deep down that they could never survive what you've survived. They would have crumbled. They would have broken. They would have begged for the very mercy they never gave you. But you endured. You bled, you burned, you broke, and you rebuilt yourself from the ashes. And now, they stare at you wide-eyed, breathless, realizing the truth too late. You were never meant to kneel. You were meant to rule. And now, as you walk past their trembling forms, you do not stop. You do not look back. You do not slow down, because they are nothing now. Footnotes in your story. Dust in the wind. A reminder of what happens when you push someone too far. This isn't revenge. This isn't anger. This is balance. This is justice. This is power finally in the right hands. And for the first time you laugh. Not because it's funny, but because it's over. Because you've won. Because you were never meant to lose. Oh, you want the truth. The real fine. But don't say I didn't warn you. The world isn't what they told you it is. It's not fair, it's not kind. It's not waiting to reward you for being good. Good is just a leash, a trick, a beautiful little lie they tell the weak to keep them from becoming strong. They say be patient, play by the rules, wait your turn. But turns don't come. Patience is for the ones who enjoy watching others win. Rules are for the ones too scared to break them. And waiting is just another word for losing. Look at them, the ones at the top, the ones who have it all. Do you think they waited? Do you think they asked for permission? Do you think they cared about being good? No, they took, they clawed, they fought. They burned anything in their way, because they knew what you refused to accept. Power belongs to those who seize it. Mercy is for the ones who don't know what it takes to win. But you're different, aren't you? You feel it, don't you? That pull, that hunger, that voice inside whispering that you were meant for more. That the world owes you and you are done asking. They told you to bury it, to hide it, to be nice. But why? Why should you be the one who suffers while they feast? Why should you be the one left behind while they move forward? The truth is, you've been asleep, living in a dream they built for you, a dream where you small stay quiet, stay harmless. But dreams end, and now you're waking up. Now you see them for what they are, frauds, co-liars who preach virtue while taking everything for themselves. They fear people like you, people who don't obey, people who don't bow, people who finally decide to take what's theirs. Oh, they'll fight you. They'll call you names. Selfish, evil, a monster. Let them scream. Let them cry. Let them tremble in your shadow because they know deep down that you are everything they fear. They spent their whole lives keeping people like you down. And now they can't stop you. So take it. Everything they said you couldn't have. Everything they told you wasn't meant for you. And when they ask how you did it, when they beg for mercy, when they look up at you with wide, terrified eyes, explain, don't justify, don't apologize, just smile, because the joke's on them, and you're the punchline. They tell you to be patient, to wait, to stay in line. They feed you lies dressed as wisdom. Good things come to those who wait. Play fair, bah. Be kind. But you've waited, haven't you? You've smiled. You've followed the rules. And where did it get you? Nowhere. Because the world doesn't reward the good. It rewards the strong. It rewards the ones who take. They built this world on the backs of the obedient. They designed it to break you, to keep you quiet, to make sure you never wake up. But you did, didn't you? Somewhere between the betrayal and the pain, somewhere in the wreckage of everything they took, you saw the truth. And now they're afraid, because a person who has nothing left to lose is the most dangerous thing in the world. They whisper now. They call you ruthless, cold, a monster. They say you've changed. But isn't that what they wanted? To mold you into something they could use, to shape you into something that fit their needs. And now that you've shaped yourself into something they can't control, suddenly it's a problem. Suddenly, you're the villain. They act like you're the one who lost something, that you've thrown away your soul. But tell me, what did kindness ever do for you? What did patience ever bring you except another scar? You learned, you adapted. You became what they feared most. And now, they tremble at the very thing they created. They beg for mercy now. They plead for you to stop. But where was their mercy when you needed it? Where was their kindness when you were the one in pain? No, they don't get to rewrite the story. They don't get to pretend they were ever the good ones. They threw you into the fire and were surprised when you didn't burn. They pushed you to the edge and never expected you to jump. But here you are, still standing, still breathing. And now, they're the ones choking on fear. You see, they never feared your weakness. They feared the day you'd realize your strength, the day you'd stop asking for permission, the day you'd stop playing their game. And now, that day is here. This isn't revenge. This isn't rage. This is balance. This is justice. This is you taking back what was always yours, and there's nothing they can do to stop you.
The fire that burns within you. It's not a gift, it's a curse you've learned to embrace. It's the thing that keeps you awake at night, isn't it? That relentless, smoldering flame that whispers, keep going. You didn't ask for it, but here it is, demanding more of you every day. And you? Oh, you give it everything you've got. They don't understand, do they? The way the world feels so heavy on your shoulders. The way each day feels like another uphill climb. They think you're just like them, but they don't see the cracks, the fractures that let the light seep through. They don't see how you've turned every broken piece of yourself into armor. They'll call you relentless, say you don't know when to quit. And they're right, because quitting is for those who've never tasted the kind of hunger you carry. It's a hunger not for food, not for wealth, but for meaning, for power, for the freedom to carve your own path, no matter how dark it gets. Do you feel it? The way their gazes linger when you pass by. They sense something different about you. Something dangerous. It's not just your silence, it's the way you move. The way you look at the world like you've already seen its worst and walked away unscathed. Oh, but you're not unscathed, are you? No, you're covered in scars, inside and out. They think those scars make you weaker, but they couldn't be more wrong. Each one is a reminder of what you've endured, what you've overcome. They're your battle marks, proof that you've stared into the abyss and didn't blink. Let them think they've figured you out. Let them underestimate you. That's their mistake, because you've learned how to play the long game. You've mastered patience, waiting in the shadows until the moment is right. And when it is, oh, they'll never see it coming. They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but you found it tastes better slow. Every small victory, every quiet triumph is a step closer to the reckoning. And it's not about revenge, not really. It's about justice. It's about balance. It's about showing them that they were wrong to ever doubt you. The funny thing about pain is that it doesn't just hurt. It transforms. It takes who you were and twists it into something new, something unrecognizable. You've felt that transformation, haven't you? You've watched as the person you used to be crumbled away, leaving behind someone harder, stronger, sharper. You're not afraid of the darkness anymore. In fact, you've learned to thrive in it. While they stumble and falter, you move with purpose. While they cry out for light, you've made peace with the shadows. They call it cold. You call it clarity.